Before you think about moving to Dorado Hills, you need to answer one very uncomfortable question. Can you actually afford it? Not the Zillow version, not the we'll make it work version, but the real version. Because living here isn't just about qualifying for a mortgage. It's about sustaining the lifestyle that comes with it. Now everyone sees the rolling hills. They see the lake views. They see the $1 million homes, the top rated schools, and they think if I could afford the house, I'm good. But the mortgage is only the beginning. Property taxes in this area can run well over $12,000 a year on a $1 million home. And home insurance, rising, HOAs, common in many communities, utilities, higher than you might expect. And then there's the everyday life. You got your groceries, you got your gas, you got dining, you got activities for the kiddos, and you got commuting costs. It really all adds up fast. And I've seen families move here thinking they were financially comfortable, only to realize 6 months later that they feel house rich and cash poor. So today we're running the real numbers. What it costs to own a $1 million home here in 2026, what your monthly payment actually looks like with taxes and insurance included, and what kind of household income you realistically need to live here to be comfortable and not stressed. You guys, I'm Joubert Caston. I'm a local real estate advisor in town, but most importantly, I am a very proud girl dad. I work with relocation buyers coming from the Bay Area and all over looking to move to the Greater Sacramento area. And the number one destination that I get all the time is a toss-up between Dorado Hills and Folsom. And we're diving into Dorado Hills and the cost of living today. We're gonna go over the number one question, which always remains the same. What does it really cost? Today you're getting the honest answer. So let's break it down. The number one thing that is the biggest cost of living here is housing. So this is the single biggest reason the cost of living here is about 58% higher than the national average. How much bigger? Housing costs alone are a staggering 139% more expensive than the US average. So what does that look like in actual dollars? As of early 2006, you'll see a lot of different numbers out there. Some sources say the typical home value is in the high 800,000s, while others put the median listing price over $1 million. For a nice family home, you should be prepared for a price tag around 1.1 million. And of course, that's an average, and it changes depending on the neighborhood. So for instance, you look at a community like Heritage, which is a 55 plus community, where the average sold price is closer to 700,000. It's one of the more affordable ways to get into Dorado Hills. Then you have popular family neighborhoods like Blackstone, where the average jumps to around 948K. And from there, you get to the famous gated community of Serrano. Just to be in general Serrano area, you're looking at an average of $1.35 million. If you want to be behind the exclusive gates of the Serrano Country Club, that average soars to nearly $1.95 million. Now, what if you want to rent? The rental market is tight. The average rent for an apartment here is around $2,150 a month, which is over 30% higher than the national average. A typical one bedroom runs about $2,150 and a two bedroom is closer to $2,430. So whether you buy or rent, housing is a serious financial commitment from day one. Now, let's talk about the hidden taxes, your property taxes and Melrose. Okay, so you have to pay close attention to this next part. This is something that catches so many people from out of state completely by surprise. Let's talk property taxes. California's base rate is 1% of your home's assessed value. Here, you'll have also the local bonds and assessments bringing the total rate to around 1.25%. So on a $1 million home, you're already at $12,500 a year, over $1,000 a month. And that's just standard property taxes. But check this out, there's more. If you're looking at a newer home in Dorado Hills, you need to know this term, Melrose. Now, what on earth is Melrose, you might ask? It's basically a special tax to fund new infrastructure. When developer builds these huge, beautiful communities, they need money for the streets, sewers, schools, and parks. Instead of rolling that entire cost into the home prices, they finance it with a bond. The homeowners in that community then pay that bond back over 20, 30, or sometimes even 40 years. This is not part of your normal property tax. It's an extra tax that shows up on your bill. In many of the newer neighborhoods, Melrose can easily add another $200 to over $500 to your monthly housing bill. It's a massive expense that you have to factor in, especially when you're comparing a classic older home with no Melrose to a shiny new construction home that has it. So let's go over utilities. Let's move on to the bills that hit your inbox every month, which is utilities. This is another area where El Dorado's is a little unique. Utility costs here are about 63% higher than the national average. The main culprit, your electricity provider. Most of the area is serviced by PG&E. If you're from California, you already know how much we all hate PG&E because their rates are some of the highest in the country. This is the huge contrast to neighbors like Folsom and Roseville, which have their own city-run utility, SMUD and Roseville Electric, with much, much lower rates. It is not even exaggeration for a family in a standard 2,500 square foot home to see summer electric bills $500 to $600 a month, especially when you're cranking the AC, which you're gonna have to do. Your average energy bill throughout the year will likely be around $360 a month. Add in water, sewer, and garbage, and your basic utilities can easily cost you $500 to $700 a month. This is a genuine shock for people moving here, and it is a real part of your budget you just can't get around. So let's talk about groceries and like the everyday kind of daily errands. So let's bring it back down to earth. What does it cost to just live your day-to-day life here? And I'm talking about groceries and gas. Overall, groceries in El Dorado Hills are about 5% pricier than the national average. That doesn't sound like a lot, but trust me, it adds up. At our local stores like the Fancy Nugget Market or the trusted Rayleigh's here, here's what you can expect. A loaf of bread is about $4.31. A gallon of milk is around $4.99. A dozen of eggs will run you about $4.92. None of these are deal breakers, but for a family of four, you're easily looking at a grocery budget of $1,000 to $1,400 a month. And then there's your car. Gas prices in California are always a story, and in El Dorado Hills, it's absolutely no different. You're paying that California premium at the pump, and because this is a sprawling car-dependent suburb, you will be driving a lot. Commuting on Highway 50, taking kids to soccer practice, just running errands, it all adds up. By the way, if you're finding this honest breakdown helpful, do me a favor and tap that like button and subscribe. It really helps us get this info out to more people who are thinking about making the move. So now we're done with talking about your groceries and your day-to-day, let's talk about the lifestyle price tag. We've covered the house, the taxes, the bills, and the groceries, but let's be real. People don't move to El Dorado Hills just to survive. They move here for the lifestyle. They come from the top tier schools, the competitive youth sports, the weekends on the lake, the beautiful golf courses, and dinner at the town center. And that lifestyle has its own price tag. Want to sign your kids up for the local swim team or competitive soccer? Get ready for $700 in fees each season, not including travel. Feel like a nice family dinner out? A family of four can easily spend $150 to $200. And what about the country club life so many people want to be associated with when it comes to El Dorado Hills? A membership at Serrano Country Club comes with a hefty initiation fee and significant monthly dues. But even if you don't join a private club, the cost of participating in the community, from local events to kids' activities, is just higher here. It's the premium you pay to be part of this active, vibrant, and family-focused community. So here's the real budget. Let's put it all together. What's the grand total? Let's build a realistic monthly budget for a family of four. Let's say they buy a home for $1 million, putting them in a great spot in the market. Your mortgage with 20% down and a 6% interest rate with principal and interest is somewhere around $4,500 to $5,000 a month. You got property taxes at 1.25, that's about $1,040 a month. Let's throw in Melrose if you have it. Now, a lot of people, you could get into the village neighborhoods, and there's multiple neighborhoods around El Dorado Hills without the Melrose or HOA, but let's throw Melrose in there just so you know, hypothetically. Melrose comes out to $350 a month, let's just say. Could be higher, could be lower. HOA, let's budget in another $300 a month. Once again, could be higher, could be lower. Now, we're gonna throw in utilities, including your PG&E rates. Let's throw in $600 a month. Throw in the groceries for a family of four, $1,200 a month. And just other costs that you might not contribute to this breakdown. Let's just throw in another $2,000 a month, just give or take. Add it all up and you are looking at a monthly spend of around $10,540 a month. That means to live comfortably in El Dorado Hills, a household needs an income well over $150,000 a year, and that's for comfortable, not extravagant. In fact, studies show a living wage for a family with just one child in El Dorado County is over $111,000, and that's before taxes. The median household income here is high, over $162,000 a year, and as you can see, that income is absolutely necessary to keep up. So I'll end it like this. Is El Dorado Hills expensive? Absolutely. It's a town that delivers an incredible quality of life, but it asks for a substantial budget in return. The cost is led by premium housing, but it's hidden realities, the Melrose tax and the sky-high PG&E bills that really make a difference. The point of all this isn't to scare you, it's to prepare you. It's to give you the honest, on-the-ground numbers you need to have in order to make a decision for you and your family. As a local agent in the area, I definitely know the neighborhoods that do have Melrose, that don't have Melrose, that do have HOA, and that don't have HOA. So if you're looking to move to the greater El Dorado Hills area, definitely reach out today. I'm a relocator myself, coming from the Bay Area, and I was surprised at how the cost of different neighborhoods could go up and down. And there's plenty of neighborhoods around here that you can get a house for under 700 grand or around 700 grand. So don't be scared off thinking that the prices are in the millions, because there's so many different houses without Melrose, without HOA, and that you can get in El Dorado Hills for less than 800K. I'm here to be a guide. I'm here to be a resource for however you may need. All my information is in the description down below. Feel free to reach out. I'd love to be a resource for you. Have a blessed day.